Yo, if you guys are not watching this live, you're watching this recorded, go ahead and skip forward a little bit, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes or something until you start like seeing me talk again. It's going to take me a second to get all these links out and stuff. So I appreciate that. I can't edit it after. I don't know why. All right, so it's in my Discord, it's in the Alpha Discord, it's on Twitter. Okay. Fire, fire, fire. What's up, y'all? What's up? Bryce is in the house. What's up, Bryce? Good to see you, man. I'm gonna let this get this thing going for a couple minutes, get some people in here, and then we'll get started. Tim, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. NFTs seem to be like, I don't know, losing a little bit of steam pretty much just all across the board, it feels like. I know everyone, all the big influencers, even like Elliot Trace has been saying we're about to see a massive NFT bull run. I don't fucking see that unless crypto takes a massive poop. I don't know if NFTs can make it another month, family. I'm tired. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not even doing the DJ and shit, and I'm tired. I'm tired. It's like it's hard to keep up with all this stuff, you know. So, anyways, I'm excited to talk about this. It's gonna be an interesting video. We got 12 people in the chat right now. If you guys haven't liked the video, go ahead and do that for me so we can get this video started. We got 15 people in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up, Dylan? What's up, FPV Sushi? Ooga, what's up? If you guys are in the chat, there's 15 of y'all. Now there's 17. If you guys haven't liked the video, please go ahead and click the video, click out of the full screen, click the like button. Let's get this to 17 out of 17. I really appreciate you guys doing that. I wasn't planning on recording today or doing anything live, but I figured we need to cover this because there's some trending topics and stuff. So if you guys don't mind, let's 50% dip. Everyone's saying going crazy. Yeah, it's been a weird couple. It's hard to know what's going on. I mean, crypto is so everywhere right now that we can't really say for sure what's going to happen, right? And so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just here to cover it. I'm here to try and bring you guys analysis, not as much shilling. I'm not here to say any project's going down to the zero, nor am I saying a project's going to the moon. I'm just here to cover all the stuff. That sounds good to you guys. We're gonna get started right now. So yeah, we got 11 people in the chat. Right on. What's up, Oh, what's up, Andy? How's it going? Guys, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and do that. We're going to get started right now. Welcome to the Joyage Kingdom. In today's video, we will be covering, it'll be an NFT market update / zoom out video. We got the HAPEBEAST reveal. We had the HYPEBEARS mint. We had the Oogaverse MEKAAPES having some issues, and people are like freaking out about it. So I just wanted to come here and cover it, be like a little bit of a, I don't know, a stern voice or something, because we're seeing a lot of Moon Boy type of action here. And there's no surprise when we're in an NFT bull market. You guys know the Moon Boys come out to play, and the people who are out here doing smart stuff like dollar cost averaging in and out of projects and coins, and doing basically the opposite of the retail trader, which is, sell, what everyone does is they buy the pump and then they wait too long because they bought the top of the pump and now they're riding the wave back down and then they sell it on the way down. That's what literally, it's crazy because when I say that, I'm like, no way people are doing that. But literally that's everybody is what it's doing. So that's the craziest part, is that's literally what's happening. So if you're able to not do that, if you're able to take this time right now, the bull market, when we're in here, everything's pumping, this is when you figure out what projects you want to buy, and then you don't buy them. You wait until the market crashes, then you buy them. And then when we come back, you sell them. When everything's going up, you sell them. That's the mentality I want you guys to remember. Okay, what do I think about the MEKAAPES AMA? We're gonna get to that. We have a bunch of different topics. We're gonna get into that right now. I'm gonna open up my share screen option here. Get the window. Do this one. Cool. All right, so make sure this looks good. I just want to make sure you guys can see the whole screen. What's up, guys? 17 people in the chat, 8 likes. Let's get this up. Let's do this shit. This looks fine to me. Okay. So HAPEBEAST just had the reveal. This is their website. You guys remember, everyone's heard of this project, one of the most hype projects of all time. They had a floor of around 7, 8 ETH, which is pretty crazy because I literally called that 3 weeks ago. I said I think the HAPEBEAST is going to have a 7 ETH pre-reveal, and so right now they're hovering at around anywhere from between 5 and 7 post-reveal, pretty strong. And I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. I think the reveals pretty well. I'm going to speak for everyone and say I don't think we could have not been underwhelmed just because the level of hype that kind of got away from it just got so hyped up that there was almost no way to live up to the hype, I guess, right? And so the floor apes are cool. They're not anything unbelievable. Some of the really rare ones are really cool, but there's no, I mean, not in a bad way that I was underwhelmed, but you're gonna be underwhelmed when there's that much. There's just something you can do. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people are okay with that, and I think the art's good enough to where people are happy. You know, I saw a lot of people happy. This is a very healthy trend line. It's going up, it's going down, but it's not crashing. It's not going straight to the moon. I kind of like how it's been doing. They're selling like hotcakes. Literally everyone's buying in and out. So far, it's got a healthy thing. All the stuff I'm seeing on Twitter for the most part is pretty healthy. I'm seeing a lot of people liking it. You know, they like the art. They're not looking to dump it. And I'm actually very impressed. I'm very impressed with how they've done. There is one thing I wanted to bring up, though. I did see this, and some people were clowning on them. And I can't figure out if this was a mistake. I can't believe they would do this if this is a mistake or this is supposed to be a trait. I heard some people saying this is a trait. This looks like a fucking mistake to me, but I have no idea. So I'm not going to say it is or isn't. I just thought that was interesting. I know there's a lot of people who are kind of upset about this, saying this is the next MEKAAPES. Like, look how much they fucked up. That's not what I think. I don't know what to think, honestly. Like, I hope they fix it if it was a mistake. If not, then I guess that's a trait or something. I just thought that was kind of interesting to bring up. Let's see. This is a tweet I made last night. I said the story around Hape's future right now is going to be very different than Hype's, which is the hype bears I was talking about, unless the bears decide to brand themselves more than just the hype. And that's what HAPEBEAST did very well. They came in saying, we're trying to change the world. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. And they are not scared to say, like, this is the plan. This is the mission of the brand. And we don't really give a flying fuck about the floor. We don't give a flying fuck about anything. They started that. They started with all this hype. And I think they realized that they have an opportunity here. And I said this a couple weeks, like a month ago now, that I was like, HAPEBEAST has an opportunity here to transcend the NFT space if they play their cards right. And I expect that they're going to try and do that. I can't tell the future. I don't know if they will be able to, but I think they are going to try. And so I'm excited to kind of cover that and watch what they do from afar. And we have the HYPEBEARS mint that this was very, very underwhelming. You guys remember that a lot of people weren't that excited, nor there. Here's the thing. I got a lot of hate for that video. I got a lot more hate than normal because people were upset that I seemed very biased, and I can take that. I can take that that criticism or whatever. That's fine. The reason I'm so biased against HYPEBEARS is for only one reason. The mint was 0.4 Ethereum. Just think about how much money that is. Why? Why 0.4 Ethereum? That is absurdly high. If it was 0.1, I would have had no problem. Okay, there's a lot of projects with anonymous founders and a decent roadmap and cool art. 0.1, no problem. 0.2, no problem. 0.4 for a mint? That's why I had so much hate against. That's why there was so much hate against them. That's why the floor is at 0.8. With the amount of hype, this floor should be way more respectable, right? And it's not, because when you're in this project, you know that everyone else in the project was here to make money. So now that I've kind of given my constructive criticism, here's what I think they could do. HYPEBEARS has an opportunity, just like HAPEBEAST did. They just made $11 million fucking dollars and probably close to 20 million after all these secondary royalties, right? 50, we'll say, we'll be conservative. 15 million, we'll just put a blanket statement, $15 million they made. They have a real opportunity here to do something and rebrand. If they don't rebrand, this project will go to zero. It'll just be another MEKAAPES. Guaranteed it will be just like MEKAAPES unless they do something with the 11 million fucking dollars they just raised. 0.4 Ethereum per mint, guys. They sold out. This is an opportunity for HYPEBEARS. I'm done with the hate. I've already said my piece. 0.4 ETH was fucking disrespectful to the whole space, I think. But they have a chance here to do something absolutely revolutionary with that level of money. We'll see what happens. I'm very keen on seeing what they do. That's pretty much going to cover that piece. We're going to get to the Oogaverse bit now. So I know some of you guys are in here for that reason. There's 25 of you guys in the chat. If you guys are excited to talk about fucking Oogaverse, MEKAAPES, what just happened with this AMA shit, go ahead and stop liking this video. I know I've been asking a lot, but you guys don't realize what the likes do in the YouTube algorithm. If you're a content creator, you know how much likes are so helpful. So I appreciate you guys all doing that. Let's see. Bryce, I'm loving Restream, dude. I fucking love it. Andy, dude, this thing is so much better. This kind of live stream, or at least it's easier. I don't know if it looks better, but it's a lot easier. Shout out to YouTube. Worthless ass notifications. Yeah, David, I don't know what the fuck is happening to this notification. Like every time I go to edit my live, it just says, "Oh, he's live," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Sorry, I just want to get into these comments real quick. The ear clipping wasn't a mistake. It's supposed to look like that. Show and tell. Yeah, look, if that's what it was supposed to look like, then I guess what it was. Let's see. Do you already go over HAPEBEAST? I did, Spartan. If you just want to scroll back, I did HAPEBEAST, then HYPEBEARS. Now I'm going to cover Oogaverse. Buddy has no idea. What's up, Jordan? Fuck yeah. First time in here? Hey, well, glad to have you. Shout out Australia for sure. Okay, we're going to talk about MEKAAPES and Oogaverse. You guys know this is a project that I've worked on, or I help on the team. Basically, I'm an advisor. I've been doing stuff in their Discord. That's kind of not been what I've been doing the past few weeks. We're starting to talk about a re-roll for myself to figure out some other way I can contribute, just because we're both growing in our full brands together, but also we're different brands. So it's just very difficult to do that. So we're trying to work another way out. We're working on a new deal. So I'm excited about that. And so MEKAAPES had an AMA. I was not able to make it, but I got the gist of what happened, especially if you're in the Discord, you saw all the FUD. So once I got an idea of what kind of happened, what people were upset about, I kind of figured what this was. Basically, anyone who's a moon boy, anyone who was looking to, so here's how I define moon boy, okay? If you buy into a project that you believe in with conviction, like I always say you should buy into NFTs, right? You buy into an NFT project because you believe the project's going to be worth more over time. That's why you buy into a project. Now, if you're able to buy into a project and really buy in, like these other blue chips, like Subducks, like Dogepower, like all these other projects that really haven't done much at all, if you were to really kind of scale it on like a business thing, like they haven't really done that much, right? But they are a blue chip because people are buying the project with being okay holding. The reason some projects can do that and some can't is because some projects have focused more on the brand. When I say brand, I mean content. I mean like video content and brand being built around a founder or an artist or a someone to get people to kind of formulate around. Right. So with my brand, the Joyage Kingdom, you form around me and the things I do and the things I talk about and the way I am. That's the core of the brand. Right. Same with every other brand. And so what I want Oogaverse to do more of is to focus on that more instead of focusing on the utility factor that everyone's upset about because of this reason. When something goes wrong, like I've said for fucking months, if something goes wrong on a development side, on a team side, that is where your personal branding is going to save your ass. Now, I would love to see more personal branding, and I think if they had more, this wouldn't be such a big deal because people wouldn't be so upset. They would just be like, yo, chill, relax. And that's what some people in the Discord are doing, which I'm very happy about. But some people aren't. And that's the problem with having moon boys in a project is moon boys who don't care about the brand. They only see numbers. And honestly, half of these people weren't even going to sell anyway. But since the floor drops a little bit, they freak out and they say, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, if you weren't going to sell anyway, if you were here for the long run, these little small things don't matter. So anyways, sorry, that's my little bit. Let's talk about this. So they basically, what happened is they did the mint. It went well for a couple days, couple weeks. I forget how long it's been. Honestly, I have literally no idea how long it's been. Time moves so differently now in NFTs. So essentially, they had some issues with some development. They didn't realize how fast that the MEKAAPES, the Robo Oogas were going to be minted. Crazy fast, right? Like I think it's almost a 55,000 capped. A lot of people are upset that the OG production would stop at 55,000, and the reason it does that is because you don't want too much circulation, because then it loses value. It's the same as pumping money in the US dollar. It's like when they print out money, the money's worth less, right? So you can't just like print more, even though people think that's how it works. So the problem is most people who are upset about this don't understand tokenomics, nor do they understand what it's like to be on an NFT team and work in a business. And so they're just mad that it didn't work. And that's fine. But what I want to say is just like when the mint went very well and we were making a lot of money and everyone was excited, you didn't see me freaking screaming and being so pumped and saying, like, this is the best project ever. You just saw me saying, like, yo, this is dope. This is what they're doing. Here's what they're working toward. That's it. Right. And so if you're going to party when things are going well, then you have to be here when things aren't doing so well. And honestly, the conclusion I came to, because basically everyone's just mad that it happened too quick, and now we're going to be stuck for a couple months while stage 2 is prepared, and so they're calling for a stage 1.5, and people are mad about this and that and all this stuff. And honestly, guys, this is a bit blown out of proportion, is what I'll say. And you guys can roast me and just say this because Oogaverse, but I think I would say this for most projects. When I say something like this, where it's a big news headline, oh my god, the floor went from, like, let's just set this up. Oogaverse went from like 0.5 or 0.6, or I forget what the baby apes were up to, 0.24. The Genesis are still holding over a 1 ETH floor. But then this is the real problem. This is where everyone was freaking out, because the Robos went from a 0.5 ETH to a 0.06. The MEKAAPES are hanging around a 0.3. And then for the game, the staking, just so you guys can see how you stake it, these are the ones I have. I still got, like, I wasn't really planning on selling my OG anyway, because I'm kind of here to see what stage 3 and stage 4 and whatever the game is. I'd rather just hold my OG, so I kind of just held mine. And same with my DMT. I haven't actually claimed a bunch in a fucking long time, now that I think about it. But if you're here for the long run with Oogaverse, then something like this just, it's not that like big of a deal, I guess. It's huge right now. For this 24-hour period, the FUD will be real. There'll be a lot of FUD, a lot of people freaking out. But realistically, guys, this kind of stuff happens all the time in all sorts of projects. Things like this happen. And what I've seen from Oogaverse, which is the reason I'm still backing them, is every time that something has happened, they go and fix it. And they just continue to work. And they just have not done that. They've just continued to work no matter what. So yes, maybe this doesn't look good and people are freaking out in the short term, but the reality is nothing is changing. Oogaverse is still working on their game. And this is the same with any coin, any project, anything you ever buy. If Ethereum, for example, $4,000, right, a few months ago, now it's at 2,000. Ethereum didn't change. Nothing about Ethereum changed. The price changed. The emotions about it changed. The story, the narrative behind it changed. Same with this, okay? This is a little bit different. This actually has a real thing. Also, the 420 million OG produced in the factory. I don't know if this number is exactly the same as when we have 55,000 Robo-Oogas, because on the white paper it says OG production stops at 420 million OG, not at 55,000 mints. So I couldn't find that. Maybe I'm stupid. I couldn't find that in the white paper. I know OG is down to like 1 cent. It was hovering around 8 cents earlier. It looks to be jumping in between 1 cent and 10 cents. And then DMT hung anywhere from 150 to like $2. Recently, it pumped up to like $16. But I mean, when it was pumping to $16, I don't know. I mean, I was expecting it to come back down. Obviously, it went down much lower because of the FUD and the people freaking out that we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But in the reality, like in the grand scheme of things, like wait a couple of months. It's like Oogaverse is delivered every time, you know. So I don't know. I guess for me, if you're in it for the long run, then you probably aren't freaking out. If you're in it for the short term cash grabs, you're looking to, you know, liquidate your OG and your DMT every single day, then yes, I can see why you'd be upset. But I don't think there's any reason to FUD. I mean, I think when a project makes a mistake, for example, so what was the project? There was a project a few months ago that right outside the gate, they fucked up, right? So this happens all the time. A lot of projects will go out, they'll fuck something up, and they got to fix it. And the problem is when they fuck it up publicly, everyone clowns on them because this is the way of our culture right now. Something goes wrong, FUD. That's just how it is, right? But there's a difference between FUD and a project just making a mistake and just need to fucking fix it. Like they've already come out with the announcement. They said, look, guys, we're going to fucking figure it out. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. And so that's really all I have to say. Like, unless you guys have any counter arguments, I'd love to hear someone argue with me and give me a counterpoint so I can kind of figure it out. Because that's kind of the only thing I really had thoughts about. Like, yes, it kind of fucked. Here, let me go back full screen here. There we go. Okay. I would love to hear a counter argument because I'm down to having a counter argument. I know there's probably something I miss. I know there's probably something that I'm missing. So I would love to hear you guys fight me a little bit about this. I'm down. What's up, some guy? Thank you for subscribing. Agree with you, but is the coding issue on HYPEBEARS real? Dude, honestly, I don't know. It's scary though. Connor, interested in buying a sub though? Do you think it's a good time to buy? No, not a good time to buy many NFTs right now. I think we're at a local top. That's what I think. I called this like 2 weeks ago maybe. I said I think we're gonna run another 1 or 2 weeks and then we're done. I think maybe we have another mini bear market and then right back to a bull. I don't know. I just don't see us going 2 months straight bull. There's just no way in my opinion. I don't see that being a thing. But who knows? Understand tokenomics. Understand why this happened. So essentially, I mean, I said this in the Oogaverse Discord, and someone was pretty upset with my answer, and I was just like, look, I think I don't think any of us realized how big that MEKAAVERSE launch was. I don't know if you guys know, but literally that MEKAAPES game generated 6,000 Ethereum in volume, which is pretty fucking crazy, right? And before this, Oogaverse had a very strong support line, but the Oogaverse never had like public support from like all the influencers. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like at the level of Subducks yet, right? So I don't think any of us were expecting such a crazy fucking just explosion of interest and stuff like that. And here's the thing, that's every project that gets a bunch of hype. Every time any project ever does anything and they lead it with hype, there's always a ramp up and there's always a ramp down. Okay. And in the Oogaverse situation, there's a ramp down and then there were some issues, so it went even further down. So all this is emotions. When you're in high emotions, good or bad, you don't want to make any financial decisions ever. You want to take your time, figure out what happened. I know in the moment you think I need to decide right now, because if not, I'll either lose a bunch of money or I'll make a bunch of money, and I need to decide right now. In reality, if you take an extra 20 minutes or an hour and you figure out what the best move forward is, you will make better decisions, right? So my philosophy with FUD, this is now we're not talking about Oogaverse now. I'm talking about just in general FUD in the market for crypto, NFTs, stocks, anything. When there's FUD, this is investing information. This is not financial like advice, but this is a tactic I use for FUD. If there's FUD and it's real FUD, right? For example, beings. I've heard a lot of the B project everyone's freaking out about. I minted 3, right? At mint 3, I bought 3 out the secondary before the FUD happened. When I heard there was FUD, I went on Twitter or I went on the Discord. That's where I found out there was FUD, and I got out of the Discord. My best advice: stay out of Discords when there's a mint, when there's FUD, and when there's something crazy good happening. You don't want to be there in the euphoric moments. You want to be there in the middle when everyone's chilling and it's just boring and you're talking, you're hanging out. That's when you want to be in Discords. So anyways, I found out there was FUD, went to Twitter, found out he said a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of stuff about women and saying like they suck and they don't deserve this and that. Really fucked up stuff. So I literally went straight to OpenSea, listed all 3 of them, sold them out, got in, got out. I bought in at 0.27, sold at 0.22, took the loss, knew that it was going to keep going down, because that kind of FUD is pretty unforgivable, because the narrative that happens, whether or not it's true or not, is that this guy says this about women, and if you buy his project, you believe this about women. So people don't want to buy in. So I knew that there was no chance the floor was going to go up. So I said, I'll cut my losses, get out now. And now the floor is at like 0.1. So I made a good financial decision there. Now my philosophy with FUD, if it's not that, if it's bullshit FUD, like Oogaverse, this is when you're buying. Right? When you believe in a project long term and something goes wrong, for example, D-Race. D-Race was a great project. Everyone's excited about it. They had they had something happen where they had a flash crash down, and like that's when you buy. Like, or there's other coins where like there's going well, something bad happens, but everything about the project is the same. It's just this one little blip, right? And when there's a blip, you don't sell off the blip unless you've changed your mind about the project. Right? If nothing about the project technically has changed, it's just this one little thing that happened that's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things. That's when you buy in, right? And so this is, Lloyd said this is financial advice. No, this is not financial advice. This is what I do. This is literally what I do. This is not advice. I'm telling you what I do. This is what I've been doing. This is why I'm fucking successful in the field. Like, this is why I make money. This is why. I mean, it's standard. The problem is, this kind of advice I've heard when I was learning about this stuff. The issue is it's hard to actually implement. And I think everyone knows the joke about buying the top, selling the bottom. Everyone says that. But the funny thing is, like, literally that's what is really happening. And people don't think that's what's happening, but that's like literally what's happening. And I would encourage you also to see if you've been doing that, because I did that for a long time, not knowing I was doing that. I would buy something, it would run back down for a while, then I'd be like, damn, I really bought the top and held my bags through the bear market. And I've done that multiple times. And after a while, you realize, damn, that's not really effective at all. That's pretty much the opposite of what I should be doing. And then you go, oh, it is the opposite of what I should be doing. So that's my philosophy. I look at them as clearance. Yeah. What else we got? I'm looking at the chat right now. What's up? Yo, I keep saying sup now. After I interview fucking Frankie Nines, and he comes in, he's like, sup. And I've been watching his little TV show on YouTube. I just start saying sup now. Sup ducks. Definitely looking to pick up a sup ducks. Definitely looking to pick up a lazy lion too. I think someone asked me a couple projects looking to pick up in the bear. I'm looking to pick up projects that are focusing on the brand and pushing their name and getting people to say, oh, lazy lions, I want to be part of that project. What's the floor? I don't know. That's the kind of mentality I want. And that's the kind of projects I'm buying into that I want to be buying into. And so when you look into a project that you want to be here long term, that you want to buy in, that's the vibe you should be getting. If it's purely a utility thing, it's a profile picture project and they're pushing all these things like staking, like all these the short term utilities, that's fine. But in the grand scheme of things, when you think about people buying into a project, they want to buy in for because of all the reasons, because it's cool, because their brand is strong, because there's an incentive to buy, because there's value. They want all the things, right? And so you have to be able to deliver all the things. If you can only deliver 3 out of 5, you're never going to be that next level project. You got to deliver all 5 pieces of the puzzle. You got to do the content. You got to do the marketing. You've got to do the development. You got to do the tokenomics. You got to have the management. You got to have the lawyers. You got to have a lot of things. And I don't think 99% of people buying NFTs, because they have no experience in business, nor do they have experience building brands, nor do they have experience launching an NFT project, they don't understand what they're buying most of the time. And me working on teams and talking to CEOs has made it much, much easier for me to navigate my way through this metaverse. And that's why my channel is kind of not really about which should I buy and flip and all this stuff. It's more about like me becoming someone who's helpful in the space and someone who knows a bunch of things and knows a lot of people. I want to be the person for NFTs when fucking Gary says, okay, who's the NFT guy I got to talk to? Me. That's what I'm trying to build here. I want to build the most valuable NFT content, and not just NFTs. Just I want to be one of the most helpful, valuable entertainers in the world. That's why, like, even my reaction videos, dude. My reaction videos are hella valuable. There's hella gold nuggets in those, and that's supposed to be an entertainment video. Like, I'm all about entertainment while also coupling in a little bit of life lessons and shit like that. Andy, yes, impressive with the team response to the backlash. Yes, I'm glad they were able to talk on that pretty soon. But that's another thing. I'm not here to pump Oogaverse's bags. I'm here to cover them. And when there's constructive criticism, I hope you guys don't think I just like get on my knees when I have to go onto a meeting with Oogaverse. Like I fucking let them know what's up. I tell them what they need to work on. And in the past few months, I would like to see more brand work, and I didn't see enough yet. And for that reason, there was a little bit of fun. And that's not a problem. That doesn't mean this project sucks and the management doesn't care. No, we don't know what we're doing, fam. Like, no NFT project knows what we're doing. We're still building. We're in the building phases. We're building Rome right now, right? We're building Rome. That's what we're doing. We're building this space as we go, right? There's just some things that I know will work because they worked in their brand. It's typical, like, it's straight up just brand work. Like, this is just, nothing has changed, from Web 2 to Web 3 as far as brand. Nothing has really changed there. So let's see. Yeah, for anyone holding FUD that's not related to something that's like emotional, like the thing I said about beings, where it was something like the owner being a piece of shit, that's a different kind of FUD than something that's just more based on a temporary feeling in the market. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate it. So I got a friend who got a top 10 HAPE, another one who got a top 30. God damn, that's crazy. If I was that, oh man, if I had a top 10 HAPE, would I sell it? Oh, it would depend. Like, if I had a top 10 HAPE and a top 30 HAPE, I don't care so much about rarity. I would be caring more about how dope it looks. So if it didn't look cool, I would fucking sell that and buy one that I liked and keep that liquidity, keep that profits and stuff. Would I suggest to buy Robo Oogas? Now's a good time. If you're planning to be here long term, now's a good time to anytime the fucking tanks, that's when you buy. And this is not for Oogaverse. I'm talking about any project, any coin. How much ETH did you make off a Robo Ooga? I don't know. I didn't sell my OG. And I didn't sell my Robo Ooga. Undead Ape Society, never heard of it. Edutainment. Hell yeah, Bryce. That's exactly it. What's up, Bryce? Another Bryce Taunton. Been watching you for a while, never said much. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being in here. Super Gucci thoughts. I can't remember. Is Super Gucci the that Gucci thing where it's like if you can like mint it for 1.5 and like flip it for 10 immediately? I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on that. What I'm hoping is in the NFT space, we're starting to see some more projects start to level up, right? We saw with the Zuki, they're looking to add another token or like another ERC blockchain so that people can mint for cheaper and not have to pay as much gas. And I like to see projects kind of revolutionizing and doing their bit as much as they can. I'm a big fan of that. And I don't know about you guys, but I see trends a little bit. I'm not like talking shit here, but I see trends a little bit faster than most people. And that's why my channel's working, because I see those trends a little bit earlier. And one thing I noticed that I don't know if it's just me, because I'm not as much of a degen, is I'm fucking tired. of this bullshit, dude. I am tired of projects fucking minting every other day. People ask me if they should mint this project or that project. What do I think about this project? What do I think about that project? The answer is the same, bro. It's the same every time. I don't know. I literally don't know. Like, these are just random fucking ideas that people are dropping and saying, look, this is gonna be great. It's like, okay, I don't know. Like, you haven't done shit. Like, I don't fucking know. And so I'm fucking tired of it. I'm way more interested in going like, this is why I've partnered with Subducks. This is why I've done 2 interviews now with 2 different co-founders of Subducks. I've interviewed the founder of Doodles. I've interviewed lots of people in the space, and I'm way more interested in helpful information, and people asking about this project, like that project. The answer is probably no, dude. The project is probably not going to the moon. It might be in the short term, but I'm not here to tell you which project is going to pump, because I don't know. What I do know is that I can call a project like Cool Man's Universe a day before it goes from 0.1 ETH to 1.5 ETH, because it has good foundations and a built brand already before. And that's why I knew it was going to do well. And that's why we had a 12x overnight. And a lot of Oogas got in there. A lot of people in my Discord got in there. And I'm very happy for everybody. I'm still holding mine. I never sold. As you guys know, I'm not selling any projects that I talk about. And Bryce has never been in a chat with 3 other Bryces. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'm way more interested in learning about businesses building in Web3. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in saying, what's the similarity between certain projects? Why is Subducks, Dogepound, Lazy Lions all able to maintain a floor of 2 ETH when nothing crazy is happening? Why is that possible, but then other projects can't? What's the difference? I'm interested in that, because that's how you make money. You make money by doing research and saying, you know what? This project is undervalued and it shouldn't be. And now's a good buy-in. And that's what I did with Colony Online. Colony Online is 8x right now. If you bought in at the beginning of the year when I made my video saying Colonist is going to take over, you'd be up 8x, and I imagine way more x's in the next few months. Oogaverse, you'd be up 4x right now if you bought that in. These are projects that were undervalued for 6 months. I've been talking about them since May, or summer. I've been talking about them since, if you've been following my channel since, I think I started it in September or October, and I had my Twitter before that, but I've been talking about those 2 projects for so long. They've been undervalued for no reason. And when you find those, that's when you say, okay, it's undervalued and I should be buying right now. So I will, right? And that's the scary part, because no one's talking about it. If you find that project is undervalued, that means nobody's talking about it. That means it's a risk. But if you've done your research and you're doing all the things that you should be, and you don't see them pushing too much hype, right? Because what we've seen with HYPEBEAST, with HAPEBEAST, with HYPEBEARS, every project basically but Azuki, we've learned that hype is not the answer. It's just not. No more. Like, I don't want to see that anymore from any projects. Oogaverse, I don't want to see from anyone. I don't want to see hype to this level like we've been seeing. It doesn't work. We just saw it with Oogaverse. They fucking went to $16 and went back to $2. Like, what is the point, right? And so I would much rather see projects work in the dark, take care of their shit, not worry about the floor, engage with their audience, bring value to a project, bring value to the holders, and it doesn't always have to be money. You can bring values in many different ways. For example, if you're on the NFT team and you're the developer, you can make a fucking TikTok channel or a YouTube video and say, hey, I'm a developer. I work on this project. I have this much experience. Here's what I know about developing. Here's where I can bring you guys value by the things I know up here, right? And so my NFT project, whenever I launch that in the next few years or whatever, I will have built 1 to 4 years of brand before that. I will have brought my value before that. I would have delivered all the things first. You guys would have a track record to be like, okay, he said this and he did it 6 months later. He said this, he pulled it off. He did, and it's going to be one of those things that's like, why would you not invest in me, right? Projects are doing it backwards right now, which is, they have no other choice, because they can't just like build a brand and not ever release the NFT. Like, people would just not care. So they're basically, every single NFT project right now is fighting an uphill battle, because they have to promise all the things and deliver on them fast enough before people will get mad. Right, that's what we're seeing with Oogaverse. People are mad because they can't get the game out fast enough. What the hell do you care? The game's going to come out in a couple months. You're going to play it for 2 days and then cry and be like, oh, well, what's next? Like, that's 99% of people. So there's no point in freaking out. There's no point in, like, there's almost no point in doing anything other than building the brand. And that's why I'm such a big fan of Subducks. That's why I'm such a big fan of the way a lot of those blue chips projects are doing it, because they're focused on that and it works. They don't have to offer all these staking rewards and all these things. Like, people don't care. They don't care because they want to be a holder, right? That should be the goal. When you're an NFT brand right now, any NFT brand, right? With my NFTs, I have 2 photography sets right now. They're my access keys. In a few years, they'll be very helpful. When you when you build your brand correctly, you don't have to sell yourself. And this is for artists, this is for creators, this is for founders, this is for projects. When you do the brand work right, you don't have to worry about the other stuff. You don't have to worry about people filming in and out because they're not going to. They have no reason to. They don't want to sell, right? That's why Bored Ape works, okay? They've got a bunch of people in the project who want to be there, and then they also have a bunch of rich-ass people who don't need to sell. That's recipe for a successful project. There are many projects like that, fam. There's a lot of them. You can find them. I'm going to buy them in the bear market, you know? And they're not that hard to find. You can pretty much take a glance at the top 100 projects and pick 10 of them and say, yeah, these will probably do better than the rest, you know? And then when you figure out why, it's because they have better brands. They've spent more work building the name, getting people excited to be part of the project. Like, that's just what it is. How would I summarize brand? This is by Sri. Oh, this is the best part about fucking Restream too. I can pull up comments. This is so cool, right? So Srikant, he said, how would you summarize brand? I would summarize brand as getting something, getting a message, getting a person, getting a vision, an idea, and formulating everything around it, right? With the Joyage Kingdom, my brand. I'm here to instill the knowledge and confidence it's going to take to navigate this metaverse on your own one day. That's my goal, okay? My mission is to get you guys to face yourselves, to take leaps of faith, and to try things, and to not be scared. And you get those vibes from me because I talk about these things in all my videos. I try to incorporate them. I make podcasts. I do everything, but the brand around me is someone who is going after your dreams, building up, you know. And I talk about these on my podcast, like, especially if you watch my podcast, you kind of know what my brand is. You can pretty much summarize my brand if you watch one podcast episode of any podcast I've ever made. I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to do something crazy, and that's being different and like leaning into your different. And like, you being different is the strength. You can't win unless you're different. Gary Vee, if he was different, you know, if Gary Vee was the same as everybody else, he wouldn't be Gary Vee. Gary Vee is different because he's Gary Vee, right? I'm different. I'm seeing a certain success. I'm getting a certain kind of person in my brand because I'm doing different kind of content than everybody else. That's the goal. And that's how you build brand. And that's why in a few years when I launch my NFT project, it's going to be successful. There's no question of if. It will be because of the work I spent on my brand. Same with Gary Vee. Anything Gary Vee touches turns to gold because he focused on the brand. He already did the work. When you already put in the work, you don't have to do much later. You front load the work. That's the reason Pokemon will work. In 5 years, Pokemon wants to do it, or not 5 years. In a few months, what Pokemon does their NFT project or something, Pokemon already established their brand. They already got people excited about them. They don't have to do anything. They can just say Pokemon, boom, and everyone says fire. And that's just kind of how it is. So that's how I would say brand. Any other questions in here? Does Invisible Friends have too much hype? Do you think it is deserved? No, I don't think it's too much hype. I do think it's too much hype. I don't think I'm surprised about the hype because it's the first of its kind. As you know, when you're the first, you get to do whatever you fucking want. I know some people are saying, well, HYPEBEAST or HYPEBEARS did it first, but like, no, they didn't. Invisible Friends will be the first for this kind of project, and that's why there's so much hype. I think it'll last short to midterm, just like Azuki did. I imagine their art's going to be really, really good. As long as Invisible Friends does have their animation walking, I think they'll hold pretty strong for a while. Now, do I think they'll hold for a long time? No. I think it'll be the same question as Doodles. When I reviewed Doodles a few months ago, when it was at under 0.1 ETH, under 1 ETH, and now it's at like 12 ETH or something. I said, look, I'm not buying this project because I don't see enough work on their brand. I don't think there's not enough value coming from this project. There's not enough brand. There's not enough anything coming from this project other than the cool, cute art. And they fixed that. They addressed those, and boom, they've got an amazing team, they've got amazing art, and now they've got great value. They built their brand, they did all the things right, and now that project went to the moon. And that's the same reason I bought Cool Man's Universe. When I bought that project, I made a live stream here, like literally live streamed, and I told you guys this is a great project, undervalued, and I think I said something like I'm surprised it's at 0.1, and so I picked up one that night. Literally the next day, Gary Vee bought it, and it went to the moon, and now it's like a really, really strong project because they already built the brand before. And so yeah. It's crazy people are talking about the ear holes on Hape, but Bored Ape Yacht Club has the same exact thing. Leonard, damn, I did not know they had the same thing. Okay, well, if that's the case, then I guess fine. Cool. Have you checked out my Pet Hooligan? I reckon it's seriously undervalued. I haven't really checked out Pet Hooligan. I've definitely looked at them once or twice because people in the chat have asked me about them before, but I think it was just chill. I don't think I said anything good or bad. I was just like, yeah, all right. 54 in the chat. Hey, let's go. 54 in the chat. Holy shit, guys. If you're in the chat, 54 of you right now, please smash like in this video. I've asked so many times, but seriously, on live streams, dude, likes really matter. They really, really matter. Sometimes on like normal videos, they don't matter as much if it's about a trendy topic, but lives do matter. So I do appreciate you guys doing that. Let's see. We got another question from some guy. What can you say about HAPE right now? I'm new to this space, so seeing the floor hurts, but I'm doing more research on it. I would say to scroll back on this live. I already talked about it in the beginning. I don't think HAPEBEAST is, I mean, I don't know why. Well, okay, so you're new to this space. Okay, so typically some guy, when a project mints and then they have the reveal, the floor price drops a little bit, and for the reason of people gambled. They wanted to see if they could get a rare mint by getting lucky. It's a gamble. It's a lottery, right? And so when people figured out, oh, I got a floor ape, sell it. Or they said, I got a rare ape, sell it for a huge profit. Or they say, I'm going to hold this. But the reality is once the project is revealed, then you're like, okay, now I know exactly like where I'm priced in at. And a lot of people take profits then. And so that's usually what happens. People say, oh, the gambling's over. We already know what we got. Time to sell off. That's why there's usually a temporary sell-off. And that's like 99.9% of projects that happens. That's not very uncommon at all. It's always better to buy after the reveal. In fact, it's a better idea to never buy a project anytime it's close to any kind of event. Anytime there's a big announcement, a big event, that is the worst time to buy the project because you're buying into the pump. The best time to buy any project is to do the research, figure out what project it is you want to buy, and then wait. Be fucking patient. I know you can do it. Be patient. Wait until the market does this. Every project starts to go down. People keep saying it's not going to happen. Bro, like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, yes, it will. Like, yes, it will. It will 100% happen. There will always be. You can't just do this forever, guys. You think Bitcoin looked like this? I mean, it kind of looks like that, but there was a whole lot of this. There's a whole lot of this, but there's always higher highs, but it always goes up and down. NFTs they're no different. It's an asset class. You can't just go up to the moon forever. That's not how anything works. So this is the reality. Let's see. What do I think about the second project being launched by a previously successful team like Prime Kong from PAP? What do I think about the second project launched by a previously successful team? I think it depends on what level of commitment they have to the project. Just because they're successful before doesn't mean they will be successful a second time. If they put in the same amount of work as they did the first time and have a new idea and it's fresh, then that's dope. It's better because they've got the experience this time. Julian's question, any insights on all these projects coming up? No. Bubblegum Kids, nope. Azuki never saw a dip pre-reveal. Srikant, yep, that's pretty much 1%, 0.1%. That's, you can't take one example and say, well, just because this project did, this project will. That's not. Don't ever take the outliers and use that as an example. You always look at the broad scope. What do 99% of projects do after a reveal? They dump. That is the facts. Ready for Clementines. I don't know what that is. Guys, okay, I'm gonna head out here in a second. If there's any other questions about anything, I feel like I covered everything. I tried to be as unbiased as possible, especially about the Oogaverse stuff. You guys know I'm affiliated with the project, so I don't want to be too biased in that. I just think from objectively, for any project, when there's a mistake that happens, what else do you do other than own up to it and say, we're going to fix it? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. You know, that's all I have to say about that. So I appreciate all you guys being in here. Thank you so much for being in this Joyage Kingdom live stream. I really, really do appreciate you guys all being in here. I try and bring you guys the most value as I can. If there's any other content you guys want to see me make, if there's any kind of videos you want to see me make, please tweet me on Twitter. Tag me on Twitter. Where's my Twitter thing? It's gone. Okay, it's right here, the bottom left. At Cade Bergman with 2 N's. Tag me on Twitter. Ask me a question. Do whatever. I'm pretty active on Twitter. Pretty active on my Discord too. I really appreciate you guys doing that. If you made it to the end of the stream, code word is going to be oh man, what should the code word be? Fuck. I hate this. I never know what to say. Bryce, I don't know why you keep saying bubblegum, but whatever. Code word bubblegum. Code word bubblegum. I appreciate all you guys being in here. Yeah. See you later, guys. Until next time, continue on your Joyage. Continue to learn. Grateful you're alive watching this video.